T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast on the world, because guess what? Even on Halloween, we still got the new breed on the block series, baby. What is good? I'm your boy MJ. What is up? If this is your first time tapping in, please do your boy a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. That way you're on top of every single podcast I drop here on the Trap Talk Podcast YouTube channel. Shout out to all my subscribers out there. If you are looking for exclusive content, if you are looking for more than what you see here on the podcast, if you want to tap in with over 130 plus trappers, that's right, the Trap family is growing. Go down to the link below and click the very first link you see there. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Die hard lifetimers with this reptile shit is what you're looking at, man. More importantly, if you're just looking to kind of grow your market and you want to tap in with people who've been growing themselves, I'm telling you right now, man, what a marketing fucking tool to be a part of this Patreon page. So if you're trying to grow, if you want to know, go down, join the Trap Talk Patreon family today. Shout out to my Patreon members. I love you guys. You guys are my heart. Got big things in the works with my Patreon family, let alone Trap Fest next year is going to be lit. That's all I got to say. Appreciate all support. I'm not going to lie. Even if you watch and don't subscribe, you're here listening. So yeah, thanks. But I also want to say, drop a comment. Let me know what you're liking best out of each episode. Let me know what you're learning. Let me know what you're taking back out of each episode the most. If you can, drop a comment, not in the live chat, but I want to see a comment here on this episode. I also got to remind you guys, if you listen to me on any audio platforms, like all the podcasting platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, all the major ones, I'm on all those major podcasting platforms, as a lot of you know, because shit, my numbers on those are a lot bigger than YouTube. So I got to say, if you listen to me on the audio platforms, drop a review. Let me know what you like best about the podcast. It means a lot if you could just drop a review on any platform you listen to me on. Much love and respect. Shout out to all the early birds. I see you guys there. I'll get to you guys in just a minute, but I will say that this episode is brought to you tonight. Wait, what the heck? Wrong one. Sorry about that. Unfiltered. Go unfiltered. I want to say tonight's episode is brought to you by CLTCH. CLTCH. Justin Kabelka, a.k.a. Canova's latest creation, has been launched. Raise your hand if you were a part of the first wave to try Clutch. Nope, not me. Didn't make it. Did you make it? Curious. If you made it, let me know what you're liking so far. I want to hear some feedback if there is any feedback, but Justin did not get me in that first wave. And I knew it was going to come down to who spends money with them. I'm just kidding. Listen, Clutch, I think it's going to be awesome. Can't really tell you too much of it because I'm not using it. But if you're using it, let me know what you think. A lot of things that come from Clutch. I'm a true believer in it. So again, shout out to Justin Kabelka. Shout out to the entire Clutch team. Sound Serpents, the homie, Sebastian, who's partnering up with Justin on the whole Clutch venture. But yeah, I'm very excited for those two. Big things in the works, I feel like, man. So again, shout out to the sponsor for tonight's episode, Clutch. Go check them out. Clutch Beta. Let's go. Now, if you're looking for more content as far as productions and what I got going on, go give me a follow on Instagram, TrappedGod619, and you can see a lot of my productions, a lot of my passion for the animals is put out on that platform. And you can also go follow the Trap Talk Podcast on Instagram, and again, go to Facebook. If you're on Facebook, go to the Trap Talk Podcast Facebook page and like that, follow that. Let me know what you think, please. I need my Facebook page to be jumping by now. Appreciate all love and support, man. And who's here? Who's in the early bird comments? Who's ready for this episode? Because it's Halloween. I got mad candy in me. No, I don't, but I do want candy. I might go jack some candy later. We'll go see. Elite Exotics BB, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. Reptifari in the building. What up, the homie Reptifari? This guy has highly recommended this Marcus Wolf to come on my show, and I hope you're ready for this, bro, because it's about to go down. Reptifari, go give him a follow on Instagram. He's actually a Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Appreciate your support. The homie Brian Heathen Hatchery just hitting 1,000 followers on Instagram. That's what's up. Go give him a follow right now. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Brian Bodie. Don't ever question my GHI and my pies ever again, but he's still the homie. Go give him a follow on Instagram. Morphinary Arts, also another player, a part of the Trap Talk Patreon family that just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. Congratulations, my man. That's that organic following I'm talking about. That's what you got to go for. Wise guy. What's good, player? Forget about it. Sean Perry in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. JKJ Reptiles, another Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. I salute you. Thank you so much. Will's Hella Heat, what up? Julio Fulio, what is good? Jaffe, my boy Jaffe right here is my dog. One of Canada's most player breeders, I feel like, in the ball python game. That's Jaffe, man. Even though he had a dip during Canadians Thanksgiving and didn't go to bar checks, it's all good. We'll go next time. Jaffe's my dog, man. Go give him a follow. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Definitely going to bring that guy back on my show. He's packing knowledge for sure. J Rock, what is good? The homie Barber J in the building. Thanks for tapping in. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. And he's Team Zoo Dreams to the day we die. It's my boy. Ray, what up, Ray? Thanks for tapping in. Croft. Did I say that right? Croft Adams. From the Adams family? I'm just kidding. What is up, player? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate it. Kenneth Evans, let me know. Is that what LMK? Let me know reptiles? I'm pretty sure that's what that means, right? LMK, let me know. Anyways, I think that'd be sick. Smith Patel, what's up, yo? What's up? Chantel, Pacific Rim Serpents. That's my homegirl right there. Trap Talk Patreon member. Team Zoo Dreams in the building. It's my girl. Go follow her. She just posted one of my productions on her Instagram account. So, yes, go check her out. It's my homegirl. Celtic Reptiles. Happy Halloween, player. Thanks for tapping in. MKB. What up, Trap Game? Happy Halloween to you as well. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Tori Miller, another Trap Talk Patreon member. I like all my trappers in the building. I love it. Excited. Josh, what is up, player? Trap Talk Patreon member. Also, Green Tree Monitor breeder. Also, this guy is so player. I can't wait to go to your place, dog. For reals. Thanks for tapping in. Joshua Stover, what's up, player? Thanks for tapping in last night's episode and tonight. Slithery Serpents. Great support coming from this girl. Are you a girl? I don't know. I just go by the colors. If you're a guy, I'm sorry, dude. You're still cool. I'm just saying. Sorry. I just go. Eric's More Factory. What is up? Thanks for tapping in. Jake Doyle. What's up, Jake Doyle? Oh my God. Check it out. We already got a super chat. Clutch is great. Great, bro. You are missing out. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for telling me I'm missing out on something I wasn't trying to miss out on. Fucking let Justin know. I'm just kidding. I already kind of met, me. I'm just very toxic. So I already made Justin feel a little bad, but I had to instantly take it back. So yeah, we're good. I get it. Have fun with Clutch. I'll see you there. I'll meet you there. But guess what? When there's like a Chondro launch, yeah, motherfucker, me, okay? Kiss my butt. Anyways, I appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. I hope you're enjoying Clutch. Hella. What's going on, Trapper? Central Jersey, what is up? Thanks for tapping in. Let's see. Primal Scales, what is up? Thanks for tapping in. Another super chat from Mr. Nobody from KS. Thank you so much. Damn, I love the love and support. Love that. Love that. And I think we're going to end it with Leland, my boy Leland Riker. Please go give this guy a follow on Instagram. Instagram just jacked all his followers for nothing. The guy did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Go give him a follow on Instagram. It's my boy Leland Riker. New Breeder on the Block series, guys. Like I said, Marcus Wolf. First off, I think that name's sick as fuck. Marcus Wolf just sounds very player. I'm not gonna lie. I tapped in late with Marcus's Instagram account, but as soon as I didn't have to go far to see that this motherfucker's tapped into some sick shit. So I do want to say, whoever out there is looking forward to tonight's episode, whoever out there requested that I bring Marcus on the show, well, guess what? You're in the right place. It's about to go down. Stay hydrated. Strap up. It's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy. But tonight, New Breed on the Block series, we have Marcus Wolf on this Halloween night. Let's go. Chee!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the scrub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it.
the wolf named Marcus in the building. What's up?
MJ?
Here he is, Marcus Wolf. What's up, player?
How's it going, man?
Dude, it's going. I got to say, I met you at a show for the very first time before any recommendation. I didn't forget about you, but what's crazy is how the stars align and how people push the envelope about bringing you on. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is a guy I already kind of wanted to bring on. And here we are. What the fuck do you know about that?
Dude, thanks for having me, MJ. I'm so stoked to be here.
I'm stoked to have you, as a lot of other people are, man. But how's everything going? Happy Halloween. Thanks for not trick-or-treating our ass. And like, hey, you just got back from the gym too. You're in the right place, buddy.
I know I'm skipping out on the trick-or-treaters right now, but it's all good.
Listen, cheers. I got to say, this bottle of wine came from my boy Socrates. My first time tasting it. My wife drank most of it, but I'm going to have some wine tonight. So cheers to you, Marcus. Can't wait to tap into your projects, buddy.
Yes, sir.
How old are you, bud?
How old?
Yeah.
Just about to turn 29.
Okay, so you look young. You look like you could be in the young 20s, which is a good thing.
Hey, thanks, man. I mean, I'm working on that, so.
Yeah, right. So good on you as far as looking young, but 29, yeah, you're definitely, I mean, dude, I didn't realize how important my life needed to be organized even at 29 because I'm just fucking off. I fucked off until I was like 31, basically until I met my wife is when I started oh, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? So I have to ask you, what age were you, or when did the whole breeding thing come across your way in life and whatnot?
Yeah, so snake breeding started for me in college, but animals as a whole and breeding animals actually started when I was 8. So
Okay.
my parents got me a 20-gallon freshwater aquarium for Christmas when I was 8, just because I had been harassing them forever when we'd go to PetSmart or Petco or whatever. And so I went hard into fish, actually, was my first sort of animal project.
Really?
And so then at 11, I started doing saltwater, and that sort of just escalated into a crazy aquarium hobby where I was that nerdy kid, like checking out every book on fish at the library and just reading that cover to cover, just like working with my aquariums all the time. But my parents would never let me get reptiles, even though like I always loved them. And so in college, I decided I'm going to get a snake, because I could finally do what I wanted. And actually, me and one of my fraternity brothers, while we were living in the fraternity house, decided to get a ball python, and then realized that they came in different colors pretty soon after. And it snowballed really quickly from there.
Wow. And, I'm curious, what money were you making back then to even kind of fund any of this kind of stuff?
I wasn't. So yeah, in college. So I was actually working, cleaning a few aquariums for doctors that were in the college town. And I literally started this off with like $100 snakes or even less, like the cheapest snakes possible. But, just to get my foot in the door. And I mean, like my first morph was a pastel inchy. So, nothing too crazy.
I think the best scenario, and this is not to take away anyone who's like a JP or a TJ who comes in here with mad bills and just knows where to buy and invest. I feel like, because not a lot of people got money like that. Like, let's be real. Not a lot of people come in like Miguel. I mean, it's happening more and more, but back then, come on, bro, that just wasn't happening, especially for the younger guys. They didn't have money, right? So I think the best thing that could happen for anyone who's coming into this game with not a lot of money is really, like, it's okay to follow like the Aussies and Justin, but don't think you need to be them. Like, don't think like, oh my God, I got to buy one of those snakes or else I'm fucking like, what am I going to know, dude? You need to chill. Like, you should like the most basic shit in the beginning. I feel like you should kind of just stay in your lane. Like, people always try to think they need to be in a level that they're not really ready for. Like, work your way up to that shit, but some people can't help it because that's all they see. Like, you get, that's why, like, so I have some Patreon members who just want their first clutch and they want to hurry up because all they do is watch my podcast and they watch other people. And I'm like, dude, this shit's going to come. I promise. But, like I said, I came into this where I didn't know morph. I didn't know recessive codoms, but, I still loved it. Like, I legitimately loved it before the money, before anything. I fucking loved it. And I didn't care about anything about making money. And I think that's where people need to people need to have that relationship. They don't need to, don't get me wrong, but it helps. I feel like that's a genuine, organic way to come into this game, I feel like.
Oh, I agree completely, man. Like, just starting off, I mean, my first clutch, I hatched, I think, 8 normals and 1 champagne. And, so it wasn't about money at all. It was just,
Right.
and yet I was still hooked from that. Yeah, definitely start with just a love for animals.
Now, I'm curious, Marcus, obviously going back to, I guess, your earlier 20s is when you started picking up ball pythons, right? Who were people you were watching? Like, what was going on around you that you're like, oh shit, like, I want to know who the people who were putting you on back then and even to today.
Yeah, great question. So to be honest with you, in the beginning, I felt really isolated in the reptile world. So I started in the middle of nowhere in Missouri, where my college was. There were not really any other breeders around there other than one guy who lived literally in the middle of nowhere. His name was Rudy Tumpanon. He's no longer in the hobby. But so I drove out to his place in, literally the middle of nowhere, and picked up my first couple snakes from him. And so he helped me out quite a bit at the beginning, like when I was first trying to keep them in glass tanks, and then realized like, oh no, you need like a rack if you really want to kind of get more serious about the breeding and whatnot.
Right.
And but then pretty soon I saw stuff like Justin's videos on YouTube already, like the old ones. This was about 2013, 2014. And then Garrick DeMeyer, I used to be looking on the Royal Constrictor Designs website all the time because he had so many different morphs on there.
Right.
So I picked up stuff from Garrick quite a bit right away.
Garrick's a man. Hey, bro, you want to talk about? I mean, dude, I can't help but to think how many people I love seeing at Tinley, right? Like Tinley, and like I said, I love the Reptile Super shows, but I don't see as many of the people I look up to at one place like I do at Tinley. And I want to say, one of the couples that I look forward to hanging out with the most at the bar at Tinley, or just even at the shows, is Garrick and his wife, bro. Like I love those two, man. I mean, I got to say, they're just, and then just what Garrick's history is in this industry with like not only ball pythons, but super dwarfer ticks. Like this guy's a fucking G. Breeds green tree pythons. Like what? Like shout to Garrick and his wife. Man. Love those two. But anyways, continue. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, Garrick's definitely killing it. But so I got some stuff from him, but honestly at the time, like I was just picking up cheaper snakes from, other lesser known breeders too. Just wherever I had an extra couple $100, I was trying to get a snake here and there. But then after I kind of, started getting more serious into the breeding, I really started pretty heavily picking up from Justin, quite a bit from Jeremy Smith at Fireball Reptiles.
Nice.
I got some stuff from Ozzy. I know I'm going to forget a lot of great breeders, but yeah, I've picked up from a lot of great guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's why it's like, it's crazy where we're at now, because those guys you mentioned put on this whole era right now. It's like the reason why people are able to sit here and say, look what I have hatching out, or because of people like you just mentioned, and then also people like Levance, my boy, and West
totally.
at Straight Fire Reptiles, my family. But a lot of people like we're mentioning here are just, we have to be thankful for them. Like why, like, as far as the ball python community goes, like if not, we wouldn't be where we're at, and obviously big salute to Justin again, but I'm just saying there's many versions of Justin that are just able to put all of us out on a whole nother level. But that being said, it is a keeper doing the job and making it happen. So salute to you as well. Right. But as far as leveling up, right? I talk about leveling up all the time, and it's unfortunate because some people just don't have the level up mindset. Some people don't know, and it's nothing against them, right? But it's like some people just don't know how the fuck to level up, and they get stuck in a position where they're you're in the same category as a breeder the whole time, because you're not fucking taking leaps. You got to take leaps, right? When was your first leap that you could really remember, and we could talk about maybe a big investment snake or whatnot?
Actually, so at the first, I would say to start, it felt like a big investment to me was $750 for an Orange Dream fire pin from Garrick DeMeyer. Was the first time that I kind of felt like, oh shit, like I'm actually putting, money into this. But then after that, once I started buying, more stuff from like Justin and Ozzy, there were quite a few snakes that I was, thinking I'm nuts, maybe buying a snake that's a few grand or $5,000, but you got to eventually take the chance and just do it. Otherwise you're never going to get anywhere, like level up, like you're talking about. So,
Right.
I'd say definitely one of the bigger ones I did too was getting a pastel desert ghost male in 2015, I think 2016. And that was around, I think, also like $750, which was a lot to me at the time because I just didn't have much money.
Right.
But
And then as far as like how to look at where your investments were coming from with the snakes, when did you start looking at that? Like when did that stuff start looking like, when did that started, not investments, but like income, not, I guess profit, like when you were able to breed something and actually sell something, get money back from it. Like when did that start happening?
so, I mean, getting some money back from it started kind of right away because I hatched my first clutch about a year after I got in because I had gotten a huge adult normal female. But, I was only hatching really basic stuff. So it was not, much at all that I was making. But I would always immediately spend everything on a new snake. As soon as I made anything, it was always about reinvesting. And honestly, up until just about the last year, I've just been reinvesting everything. Every time I sell anything, it's always going back into more snakes.
Right. And it's crazy to say because I mean, I know some people who like, man, they can make so much money, but they just rather not let go of the snake. They would just rather hold on to
Yeah.
it, and that must be a cool
Totally.
position to be in, but with you, what's holdbacks like for you? Like, how do you look for holdback each clutch? How is that game plan for how you do things?
Yeah, that's a great question. So to be honest with you, that's something I'm still figuring out all the time. Because at the start, I was kind of holding back all kinds of females, mostly just keeping like all the females that I was producing so that I could have larger production over time. And
Right.
even over the last couple of years, I was still keeping a lot of pretty basic like het clown, het DG females just to sort of build up the numbers a bit more. But now this year, I feel like I'm finally starting to produce stuff at the level that I've kind of been dreaming about like the whole time that I've been in this. And so now I'm kind of having to let go of a lot more stuff that normally would have been like an automatic holdback for me. So at this point, I'm really just looking for stuff that to keep that I think are just the best of the best from what I'm producing. And because I don't have the space to have like a massive collection. I only have room for 120 breeders total where I'm at right now. And then I have a hatchling room for all the hatchlings, which can hold a couple hundred. But yeah, I'm kind of tapped out on space. So now I got to be really selective about, what I'm keeping to upgrade the stuff that I'm getting rid of. But you know how it goes.
I do. Actually, I do. Marcus Wolf, I do. Because as like anyone else, I keep wanting more. I want more.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
But the thing is, like, I'm at the point whatever I want is going to take a sacrifice now. Like I can't just like something has to go, unfortunately, if I get something, especially something like this, right? Like this room, I think I could add a couple more, but I'm just like, I'm just talking like number wise. Like I got room maybe for a few more in here, but the trap more than likely is just tapped out. So if anything, I want to lighten the load in the trap as much as I can before like this. Nothing's leaving here for, I don't know. This is my passion, right?
Dude, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Shout out to Focus Cube. But I do want to say though, man, knowing what to buy, when to buy due to space is very important. You got to be smart about that shit and not just be like, and it's easy to do in the beginning because the space isn't filled. So you're thinking, oh, la, 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 right. And so, but at a certain point in time, you have to get strategic with what you have, especially what you need for the next year, but then maybe something that needs to go. So how are you delegating that at this point? Like each year, do you maybe have a certain amount of females that could leave because they're no longer just a part of the breeding projects, or do you have long-term females and sometimes it's rough? Like where we at with that? Curious.
Yeah, so I'm kind of at the point now where I have to start getting rid of more of the breeder girls that I really don't want to get rid of. Even just like stuff like huge het pied or something girls, that are just
Yeah.
consistent layers that
I
it's
hate
like,
I hate getting rid of hets, bro. Especially a proven one
yeah,
that's done nothing but great work for you, and it's like, oh, but like literally, like they're being out
yeah,
by a visual. So it's like, what are you gonna do? It's like,
right.
oh, anyways, continue.
Yeah, so it's kind of brutal getting rid of some of those, that I would just keep. But so definitely now I'm trying to shift most of my adult breeders to more like visuals, or I mean, certainly going like the double het, triple het route, or like visuals that are het for something.
Right.
But that is a long-term thing. So right now, yeah, I'm at the point where I'm definitely going to be moving out girls every year, breeders, and replacing them with new ones constantly. But I don't really know like what the number is exactly that are going to be going out.
Right. Now I got to ask you. Here's the thing. Like, this is my first year where I'm unloading like 11 fucking breeder females, and they're basically my 2019, my very first year, and 2020 female holdbacks. Which at this point, I'm going double recessive or nothing. I mean, that's where I'm at personally, or just something that's at least a visual recessive. Anything else,
Totally.
it's fucking gone. But the thing is, I thought about this in January, at the beginning of the year, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need these snakes out by November. All I did was prospect, man. I thought about this so early, because at the end of the day, yes, I need to let go of these snakes, but I don't want to do it last minute, and I don't want to just put it in someone's hands where I'm like, oh my God, why did I do that? You know what I mean? So do you have people that you've been fucking with that you feel like once it's time for us, like females, to go, that you can put them in the right hands?
Oh, definitely. I mean, yeah, I think it's great to have like people that you're just close with that you can maybe share projects with. And you don't want a snake that you cared for 5 years or something to just go to some random person usually, because you care about the animals after like kind of getting to know them. And like, it is hard to get rid of some of those. Like I do get a little attached, like probably more attached than is maybe good for just like the business side of things, So definitely like I have some good friends in this that I would prefer, like if they're interested in a female, to go to them. But ultimately at the end of the day, like sometimes you gotta like, find just someone who wants the animal. So
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
like I said, it's what I'm really figuring out, man, like as I go, because I'm kind of just reaching that point now where finally like my racks are full pretty much, which I've been trying to fill them up for years, and now they're full. So it's like now is really the time to start the upgrade process more.
Yeah. Same with you, bro. This is my first year. This is my first year actually investing in racks. I got this year. I went all in, man. I got to look at the end of the at the end of the year, once I look at all the numbers and whatnot, I'm pretty sure my investments as far as caging goes was right there with the snakes. It's but
Oh yeah.
Like it's all worth it. You know what I mean? Especially freedom breeder racks. Oh man, I fucking love my freedom breeder rack. Got another one on the way. What do you use as far as for racks go?
Yeah, so at this point, I have entirely ARS, except for I do have one freedom breeder rack, and then I have a sea serpents hatchling rack that I actually just grabbed at Tenley because I was running out of space for all the hatchlings. But yeah, mostly ARS.
And at what point were you investing in the racks?
So that was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. So actually for the first 5 or so years that I was doing this, I had melamine racks that my dad helped me build.
God bless. Dude, I remember,
yeah.
I remember in the beginning, that's all I wanted, because I was like, dude, it was like, because you could build them if you knew what you were doing, and it was attainable. It wasn't like PVC. Like PVC, you gotta go to a special place. Like, so I remember my very first year ever after YouTube, and I was like, all I want is melamine racks. God damn, thank God not, because after a while, those things are just like, oh man, they warp, they get stuck out. Oh, it's just like, it's no. What was that? Sorry, that's weird. Anyways, but yeah, that it's crazy. So anyways, I'm glad I didn't go all in on getting wooden racks in the beginning, bro.
Totally.
My shit was all Home Depot built, bro, to the fullest all day.
Dude, same. I would go to Home Depot and they would just like cut the melamine for me and then, take it home and screw it all together.
I actually did I had the plastic storage racks, bro. Legitimately,
Okay.
I had a whole almost two long walls of just Home Depot like 10 level racks, and I had about 6 of those, and they're all full of adults. And that was literally my setup until last year. Last year I had that shit.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they work, and certainly at the beginning, I
made over 100 racks in those fucking storage racks. I'm not joking. My biggest year ever. It was pandemic, mind you, but still, everything. I think it was the first year I had 9 clutches, and I just fucking murdered it. And it was nuts. I couldn't believe it. It was one of the best feelings ever. Like, it was seriously sick.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, yeah, that's the way to do it. At the end of the day, you can breed snakes in any kind of rack, and it's like, personally, I was way more focused on getting more snakes than I was on the racks at first. So
now let's talk about maybe some of the learning curves you first had to go through. A lot of people were like, oh, I didn't go through no learning curves. Let's be real. There had to be something that you had to figure out that maybe stumped you. Is there anything that stands out that you could think of?
Oh, I mean, I did a million things wrong, MJ, honestly, while I was figuring this out.
What's one of the biggest ones? One of the biggest ones that stands out to you that you could think of? Like, maybe even something you even do today. Like, you want to know something I did? I got fucking something embarrassing I want to talk about, if you don't mind. I'll go first. I'll go first. You ready?
All right.
I have 8 clutches in my incubator. Okay. No, I don't know the number possibility, but there's some good money in that fucking incubator. Okay. I just rearranged my entire room for the most part, because I got a new cage coming in for Alice, my lace monitor. She's getting this really gigantic side of the room. So I had to move my Freedom rear racks. I had to unplug some things. Well, guess what I unplugged, and I had no idea. And this was Friday morning.
Oh, shit.
I unplugged my incubator. Okay. Guess when I found out that I unplugged my incubator?
I don't want to know, man.
3 hours ago.
Yikes.
Okay. I fucking couldn't believe it. Luckily, my room stays, for the most part, 80. It doesn't drop past 80. And we've had about warm days to warm my room was up to 85 to 86. So I think most of the worst it was going through was the night drops to like 80 to 77, right?
Yeah.
So those eggs are, my heart, oh my God, you don't understand. When I saw my herb stat, when I saw the light was off, I instantly knew it was off from me moving shit around. And I fucking panicked. I instantly looked in there. They're all fine. Knock on wood. I just turned the heat up like 4 hours ago, and it's back up to where it is. But what the fuck? Like, what, dude? What? Why? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, slow down, MJ. Like, that's not good. Like, that's not good at all. So if that makes you feel better, go ahead.
Dude, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's rough. But I really hope they're all okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, and they are hardy, the eggs are pretty hardy.
Oh, thank God. If I had thank God there's no chondro eggs in there. I mean, ball python eggs can fucking go through it. And we're going to find out right now. I can't wait. I'm obviously going to document this. I'm going to tell by the way, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Trap Vlogs, please, because that's where I will be giving updates on what the fuck's going to happen with all 8 clutches of this fucking shit. God bless. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man.
Dude, fingers crossed for you. I'll definitely be curious how that turns out too.
As we all, but go ahead and go, man. What really stands out to you, man?
So one place where I definitely screwed up was I didn't understand the importance of quarantine at first. And so I actually got an adult breeder female from someone who was getting rid of her. And of course, this isn't, anything too crazy, but I ended up with mites from that got into my whole collection. This was while I was still in college. And so my collection was maybe 30 or 40 snakes at the time, but every single snake ended up covered in mites. Was, my first time dealing with that, which was definitely not fun. So that was kind of one that really got my attention when I realized I have to be really careful with who I'm getting snakes from and, quarantining and all that. I mean, I'm trying to think, man, I've made, like I said, about every mistake you could make, I feel like, but just learning as I go.
Are you a cutter or no? And I don't mean physically. I'm sorry. That sounds fucked up.
No,
you
not
cut it.
that
You
better.
cut it. It is Halloween. We got to get a little dark. Do you cut eggs or no?
So that's something that I've done off and on during the time that I've been breeding. So the guy who was kind of my first mentor said, like, day 52, you cut those suckers. And so when I had my first clutch, I just cut on day 52. And I did that for probably the first like 3 or 4 seasons that I had, even though I realized like day 52 seemed too early. So then I started doing it like day 55, day 56. More recently, in the last few years, I mostly switched to wait until there's at least a pip. Often I'll let the whole clutch just hatch on their own. But if it seems like if it's been a day or two after the first pip and the rest aren't coming out, then I'll definitely cut those. So I've tried both, and I think both work. But if they're healthy, they should hatch on their own just fine.
I personally think, and I still, I'm gonna be a hypocrite because I do cut. I'm a cutter. I cut all fucking day. But I also don't I do wait for that one pip. I have to wait for at least one pip. I feel like, I just feel like that's the most natural thing. But even then, where I fucked up also this year, here I go again. I have no shame. I had a chondro clutch this year. Okay. She laid 16, 11 went the distance. I cut them all. Hold on. I had what I thought was a pip, but it was kind of like a little slice. It was not really a pip. Maybe who knows what I fucking saw. I'm lying to myself again. Either way, it was day 53 and I cut. Okay. I thought to myself, I've accidentally cut ball python eggs on like day 42, day 43, like not on purpose. Swear to God, it wasn't on purpose. And I was like, I freaked out. And I noticed that, they were fine. Like they fucking made it. It took a long time, but they made it. So that was my mentality going into the chondro clutch, and the thing was, I looked and, some had absorbed more than the others, but there was quite a bit of fluid. But I thought, oh my God, they were all moving. All of them were moving. And I couldn't fucking believe it, man. Long story short, 9 of those motherfuckers died. So let's just say that 3 came out on their own, just rolled. The rest, I had to cut physically and pull them out. They were dead inside the egg for whatever reason. And, we all can't just sit here and, chondro breeders can't just sit here and think, oh, well, it's because you cut them, but more likely it's because I cut them so early. And that just tells me how unnatural it is, I feel like, to even fuck with those eggs and cut them at a certain, anything earlier than you should when you get a first pip. I don't, and like I said, I'm being a hypocrite. I just don't think you should even cut the eggs at all. I don't, you know what I mean? But will it hurt? You don't really know. Obviously, with ball pythons, it doesn't. It doesn't with ball pythons. That's what makes ball pythons ball pythons. But I will tell you, those other guys who are like me, dabbling into other species, if you happen to get other eggs, smaller eggs or whatever, do not cut those motherfuckers. Don't treat that. Don't treat ball python clutches like other clutches. And if you do, you're going to be like me, and you're going to find out the hard way, man. But yeah, this is why, first and foremost, I'm not too listen, respect to the pioneers in the ball python game. If you're new into this and you're making some coin, I don't think you're that sick just breeding ball pythons. I personally don't think you're that sick. Because you could be doing something else. I mean, I feel like, or I'm just like challenge yourself more, and what I mean by that is trying to understand how nature should do its thing sometimes, you know what I mean? And here I go again. Like I said, I will do my best to try not to cut as much because I rather it just come out. But us fucking ball python breeders just want to see what's in there.
Dude, totally. I mean, in all honesty, today I cut a clutch and it was starting, there was a slice like you're talking about, but I mean, I cut a clutch today just because I was too stoked to see what's in it. So, I mean, we're all guilty of it. Yeah,
for sure. That's why I don't, I'll say it like how it is, because who the fuck has anything else? You out there don't have any room to talk, because we are what we are, man. You know what I mean? And so I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. Ball python game's a different game. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I do love it. I do love it. As much as I kind of talk shit sometimes and say I don't want to just be a ball python breeder. Well, I am, and I do like it, and it's fun. So there you go. Now let me ask you, bro. Going into 2023, the production talk of things. What's going on with how many clutches you're looking to hit next year? Let's go into that stuff.
Yeah, so I have quite a few first-time girls going into this season, so those are always a bit of a toss-up, Not really
Right.
sure if they're going to end up going or not, but I would be amped if I could get 40 clutches next year.
Woo, that's a good number.
Yeah,
That's a good
so this year I did 27.
nice.
It's just kind of been like since starting with literally one clutch my first season, basically every year's just been adding a few onto that till now I'm at 27. But I think next year I could probably do 40 if some of these first timers want to go. So we'll see.
Yeah, I finally broke 20 this year. This is my first year hitting 20, and I
Nice,
have
man.
possibly. Thanks, man. It's sick. I possibly not though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, yeah.
That's fucked up. I just thought about that right now. Literally, I was like,
Oh man,
Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me, man? I'm not.
you'll get 20, man. You'll get 20.
I think I'm fine. But but I also have, I think, 5 approaching ovulation. That should be ovulating, I think, before the end of November for sure.
Okay, nice.
We should, yeah. But I got to tell you, man, it's like I feel so good where things are at. Like I want to say, if I have everything I want to breed and everything's bangers and that's what I want to do, I don't want to do more than 50, man. Like at some point in my career, I feel like 50 is like where that's my happy zone, like I don't, I mean, it could be different. Depends. Like, I feel like a lot of these breeders sell the shit so quick or they get so much customer base where it would be stupid for them not to do more. You know what I mean? So
Sure, yeah.
I just feel like, cause even right now, man, my sales aren't going as fast as they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, but they're selling. They're just not like, it's not pandemic money no more. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of fucking window shoppers out there. A lot of fucking just goddamn jerk offs. Let's just say that. But God bless them. I'm sure that money's probably tough for them. So it is what it is. So it's another reason why I want to be careful, because I have a phobia of sitting back on stuff I know I don't want to keep. And so I don't get desperate, but I also try to fucking find a way. Like, I don't sleep good about it. Like, I'm always trying to think I need to get this out. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I have to be, because this year I hit just over 20 clutches. Next year, if everything goes my way, I will hit over 30. So that's going to come down. That's going to come down to even more space, So I got to say, the thing that maybe keeps me up at night for right now is space, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel you entirely, man. Same thing. Space is such a hard problem that we have to deal with. Definitely makes for some really tough decisions. And also, I mean, same thing. Like, I feel you where I don't really want to produce, I think, more than 40 or 50 clutches, just because even carrying for almost 30 clutches worth of hatchlings like this season, like, it's a lot of babies to deal with, and then finding enough food for them, because I don't breed my own rodents. And so, like, finding enough food for all the babies, at least like to get those first few live meals and stuff in, can be a bit of a challenge. And so I think like I'd be really happy with, like, similar to you, maybe like 40 to 50 long run,
Yeah. I mean, I think just because I like the boutique side of things. Like, I like to just be somebody who comes to me because they know I have certain shit. I don't want to be Mr. All over the place. I mean, because I don't think it's necessary. Like, here's the thing. There's already so many people working with shit, right? So be known for something. I think is important. Be known for some. How some of these people have their own gene that they're working on. Trust me, some of them are like, okay, you don't have anything. I'm sorry. But with some people, I'm like, they show me examples. I'm like, ooh, wow, you're onto something. Dude, hello. Like, that is the whole point. You never know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? But if you stay kind of like niche, you stay grounded, you know what I mean? You work with your quality of thing. Like, one thing I'm very highly happy about that I've established since 2017 was my GHI hypo game. My GHI hypo game is like I'm telling you, I have GHI hypos that fucking smack. I can confidently say I fuck up anyone else's GHI hypos out there. Fulio, tell him about it. And also Nate Dogg, tell him about my shit. I'm telling you, my shit is, and that's why I'm so adamant to put that shit in like clown, like super GHI, like my super GHI hypo Mojave shit and certain clown shit. And then
that'll be nuts.
And then add DG, like, hello. Like, so obviously, here's the thing. Like, I get that you could go triple quad. I know what I want in triple quad. I'm not even thinking about yet. Like, are you kidding me? But I have so much room to make. I mean, when I say by room, I got so much like ground to cover just in double recessive, before I can even think of the triple yet. Like, and I'm already thinking what I want to work with triple, but that's a 5-6 year down the road project. But I'm okay with that, bro. Like, that's the point of this game, and I'm in no rush to do anything. A lot of this shit that people are reaching to do is all untapped. So you don't need to go sky balls to the limit and break your bank right away. You know, you could literally sit back and chill on certain things that are literally untapped in the game.
Oh, I agree completely. And I mean, like you said, now we're getting into these projects that it's going to take us 5 or 10 years before we're hitting a lot of these triples and stuff that we want. So, I mean, which is like, it's worth it, obviously, for the long run. But yeah, it's going to be a while before we see the results of a lot of this stuff.
But I will tell you this. I've been in some collections that are making that shit, and holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely out there.
I mean, okay, can I say one of my favorite tables, if not my favorite table to visit at Tinley, okay? Because guess what? A lot of people don't know this. I'm going to put you guys on right now. But Levance and Wesley, okay, first off, they were the only table, I think, Friday where people were hovering around it and there was no animals on the table. There was no animals on the table.
Yeah.
All Friday, they were waiting for the fucking animals, man. And Levance is just kicking it there, just big smile on his face. And I'm like, what's up, man? I was like, what, you know, and there's the box of animals right there. Like, you see them, right? And displays are there empty. I'm like, what'd you bring, bro? What's the lineup? Look at all these people. Tell me what the lineup is. He's like, you got to talk to her. Levance doesn't even look at the snakes that are brought to the show anymore. He's not, he handed it down to the captain of Straight Fire Reptiles, and that's Wesley. Wesley, his wife, is killing and running the show when it comes to Straight Fire Reptiles being shown at Tinley's. And I got to say, their shit is no joke. It's next level. It's stupid fucking heat. I don't even know where we're going right now with that, but I just that stood out to me. I feel like I had to talk about that. What were we talking about? I do this every time.
About like double or triple recessives, but I agree with you, man. Like, I always go straight to Straight Fire's table too. Like, got to see their DG clown stuff and everything is always insane.
But like, you know, for instance, like you go to somebody like Levance's table and Wesley's table, and you just see that this is what longevity gets you. When you're in this for the long run, if you're not trying to take any shortcuts, connect with the right people. You know, one thing I love about Levance, he shouts out everybody who puts him on. Kim Bell. Him and Kim Bell have a crazy relationship, man. Because, yeah, no, I wouldn't. Who would have thought? I didn't know that either.
I have no idea.
We had a crazy talk about it, and guess who's working on getting Kim Bell on the show? That's right, day by day,
nice.
All because of Levance. But I just see people who've been doing something for so long, and I appreciate the art that they've done. I'm in no rush to get where they're at, because guess what? It's all about the journey, man. I bet Levance and Wesley sit back and thought what it took for them to get where they're at, and I guarantee they appreciate the shit out of that. People forget about that. People forget about the journey. You can't just be so happy to get the clutch that you want. You need to fucking enjoy what it takes to get to that point. That's the fucking gift. That's the whole... Because at the end of the day, when you get what you want, what do you think about? What it took for you to get there. So you got to enjoy the journey, bro. Like, especially in this game.
I agree entirely. I mean, it's like when people who aren't in the reptiles ask me about it, you know, and I kind of explain to them like how slow it is. Like, you get a generation with females like every 3 years, maybe, you know, when you raise up a girl for a few years, it's like, it is like, it's a really slow thing. So you got to enjoy like taking care of those snakes every day and just like appreciate the small things.
And that's why I say get into it when like you're not interested in the big shit. Like, you don't even know about the big stuff. Like, you're just like, enjoy it for what it is. You know, it's a living animal that didn't ask to be with you, but at that point you should do what's right by it. And what I mean is, understand how many animals you can handle before you start going to ape shit and before you start fucking, you know what I mean? Like, just because you have money to drop on a whole collection doesn't mean you should get the collection. Like, do you have time? What's your day to day?
Yeah.
Are you a dad? Are you a wife? Like, you got to think of all this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. There's really not like instant gratification in the ball python game, you know?
Right. No, it comes though. Here's the thing. It comes.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you, and this is a fucking solid guarantee right here. I can guarantee you, if you surround yourself with the right people, regardless of the money that you drop, even you got to drop something. You do have to spend something, right? But if you surround yourself with the right people, you hunker down, you don't get inside your own head as much as you can, and wait for shit to happen in 5 years, it will make sense. Everything would be like whole. I would say even before 5 years, but let's just say 5 years. And if you're my age and the homie Mark, Mark is younger than me, but our age, 5 years ain't shit after a while. 5 years goes by fucking quick, and especially in the ball python game. A lot of ball python. See, here's the thing about ball python: people are killing it, like really killing it. This shit flies, bro. This shit goes by quick. You know what I mean? Because when you're not overthinking things and you're just worrying about what's next, like, think about Justin. Like, Justin looks at one clutch and his mind's already on the next clutch. Like, he's like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, that's what we got. Like, let's make a video. Let's do YouTube. All right, awesome. Here you go, Summer. Boom, right back to the next clutch. It's like he almost forgets about it until he sees it again. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And that's been Justin's life for fucking years. Like, hello, but it took time. Obviously, one thing I love about Justin is his story. A kid in fucking college, geeky fucking kid, man. You know what I mean? Just a kid with a dream. And his fucking uncle, his uncle had the bills to invest in him, and all he cared about was paying back his uncle. If I was 19 years old and I thought I could make it in snakes, and I got a $70,000 loan from my uncle, I would have took that, invested into cocaine, went to Tijuana, and just fucking blown it all away. I would have shitted all over that money. I would have been the worst person on earth with $70,000 at 19 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we all get started somehow.
And he's 19. Like, he's 19. For 19 to have that mindset, bro, it's ridiculous. Especially in 2003, 2002, I think it was. But this is why, check this out, bro. A lot of people that I look up to in this game, other than the older half, like all the OGs and shit, I gotta say there's younger OGs that are like my best friends in this, and they are younger than you, bro. Like, I'm talking like 23, 22, but they've been doing it since they were 13, 14, some 8 years old. Like, I'm talking about really doing it. And it's like people who have been that dedicated to animals and not themselves, like more like not selfish about what they could do being young, like go spend money, go be like, they're more important about the animals. Those are different kind of people, bro. Those are
totally.
I'm telling you, they're old souls. They have a different purpose. I literally but I had no control of what I wanted to do until I got into the animals, So I give it up to people who are introduced to this shit at a young age that are able to stick with it and make something of it. Because if anything, that's the future that we have today. That's our future. You know what I mean? But I will tell you this, man, a lot of people who've been in the game as long as they have, these are the guys who are over the YouTube. They hate the sensation. They don't like any of that shit. And a lot of these guys are just like, lucky for me, I'm friends with a lot of these guys and I could get them on the show, but they rather not do podcasts. They fucking hate it. And that's sad for me because this is what I do. I love it. Like, but I understand where they come from, because if I've been doing something so long and I saw how people took things to the whole nother level of sensation, being sensational and whatnot and making all this money, I don't know, I'd kind of be fucking over it too. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
and I'm just talking like, YouTube side shit, even though it doesn't really, first off, do you even have YouTube? Are you on YouTube at all, Marcus?
Oh man, asking the tough questions, MJ. So it's something that I've wanted to do so many times, but like YouTube is challenging to get started for sure. And it's something that I think is absolutely worth it for the people who I see that do it. So I am on YouTube, but I only have a couple videos, and it's something I really want to get serious about. Like, seriously, like I want to start putting out a lot of content on there, because I do think it really helps, like, people get to know you more, like face to face, even if it's through a screen. But compared to like a lot of the other social media and stuff, I do think YouTube is like something that I feel I need to pursue at this point.
And the biggest reason is what again? Like, why why aren't you doing it?
Well, I don't have a good reason why I haven't done it, other than that when I have tried it, like video editing for me is like pulling teeth, man. Like, it's just not something that I enjoy doing, because I just like doing stuff that's like hands-on. Like, I love working with the animals, and that's what I'm most interested in, not like sitting at a computer like editing my videos and stuff. But I think it's something that like will be worth, spending the time to do.
Hey Marcus, I love you to death, but I'm a couple chocolate microdoses deep, and the fact that your phone's sideways like that is fucking up my vision, bro. Like I'm like tripping. Yeah, thank you. Like just make it straight, please, because
Right,
I was like,
you, man.
I thought I was crawling or something. I was like, what's happening? Sorry, yeah, just please leave it like that. You're good.
For sure.
Now, listen, I got to say, with all due respect, I appreciate your honesty because you don't have an excuse at all.
No.
I have a buddy of mine, dude, who's like this guy. One thing I love about Socrates, shout out to my boy RELE Max Boreals. This guy is doing things on a level where he's the leader technically in some of the shit that he's doing. And he doesn't really need to be doing YouTube, but you want to know why he does it? Because it's hard. Okay. It's hard. And guess what, pal? You're going to be able to relate to this. You go to the gym, don't you?
Yeah, almost every day.
How much harder do you know it is to add another plate, but you fucking do it anyways? Because you know, like, why are you there? You gotta add more. You gotta add more. So what you're looking at here is kind of a PR position where you could max out in a position where it's going to get you to a stronger strength. And what I mean is, as scary as YouTube is, just fucking do it. Like turn your iPhone or phone sideways, record straight from your phone. No edits. Just do like a straight fucking, like, here are my animals. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm telling you right now, it picks up. And you will have sleepless nights. You will have nights where you try to figure it out. But there's YouTube. There's so many things to fucking teach you how to edit. And my boy Socrates, let's just say, God bless him, his edits are nuts. But he's trying. Like, he's trying really, really hard, you know. But I'm here to help him. I'm here to coach him. I know you know people who are doing YouTube shit and that know what the fuck they're doing. I know you do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you got to admit, for the most part, people do YouTube. Like it's kind of common. You have to do YouTube. If you want to be any kind of name that's relevant in the future, you better start YouTube right now, because not everyone just stays on Instagram. I got a lot of people that have been fucking with me on YouTube, and I've never talked to them on Instagram. You know what I mean? Snake sales I've done strictly off emails because they saw me on YouTube. Yeah. So it's like, it only makes sense. It's difficult. And here's the thing. The problem with people starting YouTube is they want quick results. They want to know that they're doing something right by getting subscribers. You'll realize that the people that love you, like let's say you have 1,000 people that really fuck with you. Well, guess what? At most 50 or 100 people will subscribe. For some reason, these fucking assholes out there just don't like to subscribe. For whatever reason, they just don't want to like hit the subscribe button. Mind you, some people just don't know how. It's crazy. Some people, like, you want to know what I did in my first Tinley? And I was around Marshall Mendez. I was around all these OGs, and they were telling me how much they love my show. Even Garrick DeMeyer. Garrick DeMeyer was not subscribed to my YouTube channel. And Garrick loves my fucking channel, bro. He loves it. Mind you, he's from Wisconsin. He's a Wisconsin. They're a little back, you know, I think they just gave up flip phones a month ago or something like that. But I was going around like, hey, hold on, come here. Let me see your phone. Are you subscribed to me? And they're like, I think so. And dude, none of them were subscribed to me, bro. And I couldn't fucking believe it. So it's frustrating. It could be really frustrating. But if you just do it, just to do it, let it come how it comes. More importantly, bro, it's free advertising. It's free marketing. Like I feel like YouTube will become a television network, and you can't put stuff on YouTube at some point. I just have a feeling that's what it's going to be. I don't know. I feel like it's too good to be true right now, being able to do free content right now on YouTube. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way,
see me on there soon, man. I'm definitely
day by day. Listen, I'm trying to listen, Marcus. You're coming highly respected by motherfuckers who want to do big in this game. Do YouTube, and I guarantee shit's going to grow for you even more than what it is. And just don't overthink it, man. Listen, you got a smartphone, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot of these smartphones have great cameras. You don't need to invest. Like, it took me fucking 4 years to buy this camera that I'm using now. Now, like, everyone's like, holy shit, MJ, your shit's legit. But like, hello, like, I didn't have the money for this shit right away. And not only that, like, I knew I'm not killing with all this editing. Why am I going to want all this nice camera shit when my editing's kind of boofoo? Like, you know, work up for it. Like your smartphone nowadays could do all the camera work it needs to start a YouTube channel. Garrett Hartle. Okay. Garrett Hartle, for the first year and a half on his YouTube channel, did everything off his iPhone 5. I think it was his iPhone 5. Okay. An iPhone 5. We're at like 14, I think. What are we at? I don't even fucking know what number we're at now. But like,
Well, not all of us. I'm at an 8 still, but
okay, you're getting. You're not helping. You're not helping me right now. God damn it. I'm just kidding. No, listen. Hey, at the end of the day, everyone has a pace, and you got to stay at your own pace. It's all love coming from here, man. I know. Obviously, things that you need to do will start happening because the work you're putting in. You obviously are in here for the long run, Marcus. So whatever I'm saying, it's gonna happen when it happens. So I'm just kind of just jiving you a little bit. But I will say I want to get into your projects on your Instagram. Like I want to kind of tap into your projects because we haven't done that yet. I want to kind of talk about and guess what you earned today, buddy?
What's that?
Give me a favor. I know you motherfuckers want to be like me out there, especially all you Bob Smiths. All you Bob Smiths don't want to be like MJ. Do me a favor. Go follow my boy right now, Morphologics. Boom. Shout out to my dog right here. All right, so let's look at your projects, man. Let's look at some of the stuff that you're making. I know you inquired some stuff, but what about the snake I have on your thumbnail? Did you make this snake right here?
I did. So
wow,
that's possibly my favorite production from this year.
Oh wow, so I picked the right snake then.
yeah, I know. I was like, I like that thumbnail. So that's a redhead yellow belly Batman female that I hatched this year.
Remind me what's in a Batman. Can you please remind me what's in a Batman?
Yeah, so that's the leopard spot nose clown.
That's it. So 3 genes, that's what a Batman makes.
Yes.
Wow.
Which was of course started by Justin about 4 or 5 years ago, I'd like to say.
That's not even too long ago either. And I think it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, maybe around 4 years. And then I mean obviously it's like gone crazy from there just in the last 4 years, but
right.
A really cool like base combo to build from.
I agree because there's so many things you could take this at this point, right? Especially with yellow belly in it. Now, what's your direction now? You know, obviously you just made this snake, right? What as far as you know, your game plan for something like this, what are we looking at?
Honestly, I have no idea. So I
come on. Listen, come on, Marcus. Don't. I know how. I know I bet before even the first shed, you're thinking, what the fuck would I want to put to that? Come on, it's crossed your mind.
Bear with me, man. So I mean, when it first hatched, I was literally like praying, man, that would be a male, and then of course it was a girl. So you know, got to raise her up for like 2.5, 3 years. But obviously, I'd love to see that with DG. Like, I think Desert Ghost on that would be pretty nuts. Probably like Ultramel would be sick too, or Monarch or something like that. Okay. So I'm definitely going to take her into like a probably by the time she's ready, probably like a triple recessive project of some sort. But I'm definitely working on like getting the redhead clowns into Desert Ghost clown, like as soon as possible.
These are fucking clean, dog. I like these. Like this shit right here is out of a fucking coloring book. I feel like this is what's going on.
Thanks, man.
What's going on?
Yeah. So actually, this year I hatched a lot of different pieds. So I got a male from Aussie about 2 or 3 years ago now. That I'm still trying to prove out exactly what he is. Like, you know, Aussie has some of these crazy animals. But so that was from a super orange dream, super inchy firefly, leopard, yellow belly, banana pied is what I think I've proved him out as, to literally just a pied female. But
shit, that's nice.
So, and you know, pieds, it gets so tricky. Like when you have too many genes in there.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It does. I mean, I hatched out some pied stuff earlier this year, and luckily, fucking out of all pied people, Justin Kabelka was at my house, and he had nice. I had this clutch, ODYB Enchi. Hold on, Orange Dream Yellow Belly Enchi Genex pied to a GHI 100% het pied.
Nice.
And then I hit 3 visuals, and 2 of them, from what Justin said, are the Orange Dream Yellow Belly Enchi GHI, no G-Nex he's saying, but it has the GHI pied in it. And then nice. I have this. Then the other visual I think is just the ODYB GHI pied, no enchi. And then really awesome, like I think 3 other really awesome visuals. But still, if it wasn't for Justin, wasn't for Miguel, there was one other person, I forget. Damn, sorry, that one other person. But they were able to like confidently give me a good ID. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know what I would have said, bro. I mean, I didn't feel good about it. I knew it looked good. You know, I was like, oh my God, these pop, but what the fuck is actually in it? You know, because I went from making no pieds to that pied, like literally. So I'm like, wow.
I mean, that's pretty sick. But
by the way, those pieds are available. Go to my Morph Market, hit me up. If you're finding this out on YouTube, 30% off. Don't play with your boy. But anyways, the pieds are like fuck clowns. Oh my God, I love clowns, man, because for the most part, you know, here we go. Unless it's like yellow belly. Like yellow belly, fuck, God damn it, yellow belly. Yellow belly has an obvious effect, but what I don't like is if we have to question yellow belly or gravel.
Yeah.
Have you? I know you have yellow belly. Okay, first off, we didn't really talk about your clowns, which we can. Are you tapped into the yellow belly clown stuff right now?
Yeah. So I have quite a bit of yellow belly in my clowns and kind of just in my collection in general. I got a lot of it in my desert ghost stuff too. I love yellow belly and like that complex, but I actually don't have any like gravel or asphalt yet. I'd love to add some at some point, but it does just get like so complicated when you have a lot of yellow belly and the other genes in the same complex. But obviously, like the genetic testing now is kind of a game changer for that. So,
and I think that is going to be the huge game changer for all yellow belly projects. I really do. Yeah. But I will say, for me to have just as much gravel and asphalt stuff as yellow belly going into clown, I'm saying
totally.
I'm saying fuck yellow belly for me personally.
Yeah.
Because I will say that I don't want to work nothing that's difficult to fucking ID. Because not only if it's difficult for you, but what about that stickler? What do you have that asshole who thinks they know everything and they're like, oh, sorry, I don't think it's that, or like, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you want to make it as easy as possible. I feel like if you can. So the fact that, you know, I got lucky enough to make some sick ass pavement double het clown hypo shit. Like I'm fucking, I'm running that direction. Are you kidding me? Like, because I can tell you what. In a visual, imagine a pavement in a visual clown hypo. There's no mistake.
Know, it'd be insane.
There's gonna be no mistake in that. Like, okay, I think we know what we got here, pals. You know what I mean? Like, but because of people like Justin and people like Ozzy, Miguel, Levant, yellow belly is practical still. Like, you gotta have yellow belly. Like, yellow belly will still make a certain project be what it's not meant to be. You know what I mean? I'm talking about coming from a place just to make things easier to sell, because I fucking hate window shoppers. I hate fucking tire kickers. I hate people who think they know what the fuck they're talking about when they never even made it themselves. That shit gets annoying. You know what I mean? So when you have something where it's like plain and fucking sight, like that's what it is, keep it, or like take it or leave it. That's the direction I'm trying to go with when it comes to hatching shit out. Is as much easier as it sounds than getting it done. I mean, obviously I'm gonna, at the end of the day, I still have yellow belly in the mix no matter what. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
I just like to be, I just want to make things easier. You know, I'm trying to make things as easy as possible as I can without taking shortcuts.
Oh, I agree, man. Like, there's a lot of snakes that I hatch that I stare at for months trying to figure out exactly, like, you know, those little details, like, does it have yellow belly or not? But I mean, I really do think the genetic testing, like, if eventually we reach the point where we can kind of just like send off sheds and they just give you the whole like list of genes, like, you know, that it hit these 6 genes or whatever, then a lot of that could be a lot easier. But, you know, we'll see.
Let's talk about how you're going to be utilizing these genetic shed testings. Are you going to be at all, or like what's going on? What have you used so far, or what's the game plan as far as using this stuff?
Yeah, so right now I'm in the shed collection phase of it. So I have about 30 animals right now that I want to get tested for either het clown or het pied mostly. So I'm just waiting for them all to shed and then hopefully going to start sending those out pretty soon. But so like for my redhead project, for example, which is one that I pushed really hard this year, I hatched a whole bunch of redheads that are pos het clown. And I figured I'm just going to test all of those. So I just know they either are or they aren't.
Damn, you have someone coming at you right now, man. Even the guy. This guy
Jeff is so wrong on that one.
Hey, let me tell you, hey, Doug, like, and luckily I'm not a slime ball. I'm like a lot of these other thirsty podcasters out there, but this guy out here wanted to sponsor this episode. Like, he just wanted you on so bad. He wanted to know what it would take for him to put money out to get you on the show. So this guy right here, by the way, $10, thank you. But just kidding.
Oh, Jeff's my boy. I mean,
this guy here really fucks with you, bro. I gotta say. So shout out to this guy, Reptile. But what's up with this? Bongo over Redhead? I don't know, pal. I think I'd rather go Redhead, to be honest.
Dude, I love both, but I mean, personally, I like Redhead more. This is something that me and Jeff have actually talked about a lot, like with Bongo and Redhead. So he's trying to get at me, but
yeah, it looks like he's trying to come at you, dog. For $10, he's trying to come at you.
I don't know if $10 is enough to come at me,
man. Okay, dude. Shout out to Earl Jones. You know who Earl Jones is? Good old Texan Earl Jones, Lone Star.
No, I don't actually.
He's a funny guy, man. He's a cool guy. But I did a vlog at his place, and I know he didn't mean it the way he said it, but he's saying that the future of Codoms is over. I started busting up. Like, I mean, I kind of like, but he like understanding the vlog, he reiterates what he meant by that. But just hearing that, I was like, okay, hold on, let's relax here. Just because I understand that recessives are the future, right? But what's making a lot of these recessives so sick to what they are? There's certain codoms.
Exactly.
It's not every codom, unfortunately. Like, this is where you got to be very player. You got to know what you should be fucking with and what you shouldn't be fucking with. You know what I mean? I want to hear what your top codoms are. Like, what are some of the top codoms floating around in your projects that are here to stay?
So definitely Redhead is probably my favorite codom. Like, over the last couple of years, I've been like, I'm really trying to push that project hard. But I mean, a lot of the more basic ones, like, they're basic now, but like Orange Dream, I've put Orange Dream into like all of my projects pretty much just because I love the super. Orange Dream, but Redhead, and definitely like this season, I'm kind of branching out with a few more codoms that are new to my collection that I'm hoping to add to a lot of stuff. Like Trojan, I'm really excited to get to producing a whole bunch of Trojans. Definitely some lace stuff. I mean, there's no secret that lace is awesome. You know,
what about pastel, dog? I'm telling you, there has to be pastel in this. Am I tripping?
Oh yeah, so that's pastel desert
ghost. Pastel.
So, dude, I don't mind, dude. So I have a lot of desert ghost stuff. Like, my collection's very DG heavy, and I mean, like, personally, I love a black and yellow snake. Like,
I mean, that shit's hot. Listen, at the end of the day, there was an era of people shitting all over pastel, and those were just the those were the goobers who had no idea what the double recessives will do to a pastel. And even, dude, here's the thing, not even a double recessive. You put the fucking right codom and one recessive to a pastel, and that shit will pop. It just depends what you put it in. And I'm talking about pastel will keep longevity in a snake's life of looking good. I'm telling you right now, like this is one of them. This snake's going to stay popping for fucking its whole life. I guarantee it. Want to know why? Because I've seen pastel DG Pie shit at fucking Will Morrow's house, adults, and they pop. They are fucking sick. They're beautiful. So right there, there's my answer. That all I need. So I don't shit on pastel at all anymore. Fuck that. Dude, I will say there are certain projects I don't want it in for sure. I try to, limit certain pastel, but other projects I do want pastel in it. So.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. Like, there's definitely projects that pastel can tend to like really wash things out and kind of like brown out. But there's others like Desert Ghost stuff where it just, or like Confusion or Acid actually looks really good with pastel too.
I don't have to.
You just got to put it with the right stuff.
I want Acid shit. I want Stranger. That's the shit I want, man. Like, and here's another. This is why I'm so happy to be in the ball python game, because as happy I am with what I have, I ain't even got that shit yet. Wait till I get that shit. Oh man, I can't wait. But that shit right there, the way I want it is like 6-7K. It's stupid. It's fucking expensive. But
dude, they're expensive still.
I'll get there day by day. The thing is, there's no rush. Like, there's no rush, people. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's There's shit happening that was maybe hatched about 5, 6, 7 years ago, but it's still popping. It's still fucking sick. You know, there's, even though it was hatched like a few years ago, it's not enough of it's being made. And there's a lot of scenarios like that. And I think people should really pay attention to that, you know?
I agree. Like, honestly, it kind of bums me out sometimes when people aren't still amped about the combos that are like still sick, but they're like a couple of years old. And I'm like, this snake is still insane. Like,
Yeah.
I still love him.
So let's talk about in a scenario, right? Because one thing I learned about Miguel Garcia, shout out to my boy Miguel, my dog right there, it's my bro. But want to know what attracted me about Miguel other than him taking me and my wife to Mastro's and paying for a $2,000 dinner? Other than that, right? He was hooking me up with snakes that I saw that were on Morph Market for like, you know, a lot of money, and he wasn't charging me a lot. Like, he was hooking me the fuck up. But I know I'm not the only one he was doing that with. He was hooking people up. Do you think that's smart? Like, especially if you're somebody who's like not really known and you have all this expensive shit. Like, do you think it's smart to find the right kind of people to like, don't give them what market value is? Like, hook them the fuck up. Like, don't tax them. Like, don't tax them. Just hook them up. Do you think that's important?
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, I think in the long run, just like being generous and like, you know, money's not the main thing that this is all about. This is about like enjoying working with animals, producing cooler and cooler animals every year, and like having friends who are doing it too, right? Like, that's what makes this all fun. And it's like, it's dope if you're able to make a bunch of money doing that too. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to squeeze like every dollar out of people, I don't think you're ever gonna like have that sort of community or like build that community. And obviously I'm not like at Miguel's level or, you know, something like that yet, but I figure like in order to get there, yeah, you have to like take care of people. Like, you got to take care of anyone like that is like supporting you or like helping you out in any way. And like, you know, just helping other people out. Like, I feel like that is the way to do it. So I'm not like going to try to get every dollar out of somebody. I'd rather hook people up and then be like really happy, and then maybe they'll hook me up someday too, you know?
That's the biggest thing too. Like, imagine if you have somebody who's interested in something that you have, and they definitely have something that you're interested that they like it goes both ways. And maybe not even in a place, and like, check it out, not even in a place where they even have that stuff ready, but maybe you believe in them. Maybe you're like close with them. Maybe you see that what they have.
Absolutely.
The best thing to do is put the shit in their hands. You know what I mean? Especially if they know what they're doing. And one thing I'm so happy about this Patreon page that I'm building is like, I got so many of those kind of people where if I'm like, yo, listen, I see what you're doing. I know you're killing it. I'm going to put this shit in your hands right now. Just keep doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like not at that point, but I want to be at that point. And I do feel like I'm nearly at that point because I do have a lot of good stuff going my way in the podcast game, which that was my goal this year. My goal was to push this podcast game so fucking hard so I don't have to worry about snake sales. Okay.
Oh, you're killing it, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So the beauty about me accomplishing this goal here this year is that I could hook people up. I don't fucking like, I don't need a tax. I don't want a tax, bro. I mean, first off, I feel like, no disrespect to projects that out there that make a lot, but I feel personally, I don't need to make that much. I that's a lot of money. I'm like, here, God bless you. You give me this, and I'm okay with that. But here's the thing: these are all deals that would happen on the side. I wouldn't demolish the market. Is what I'm saying. I wouldn't. You know what's crazy is like Miguel would hook me up with these snakes, but he would have me go to the morph market to inquire, and I saw how much that snake was going for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wow, what a great tool. So I inquired that snake for the price it was going for on Morph Market. But was I paying that price? No. So there you go. I don't know. I'm looking. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm trying to hook somebody up. Hit me up. I'll hook somebody up. I am Miguel Garcia tonight. Let's go. Oh, shit, man. Okay, listen. This has been a great episode. I have a wrap-up question for you before we get into some hot seat questions, okay?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the podcast game right now overall? Like somebody you're not in the podcast game, you listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I listen to yours while I'm cleaning snake tubs and stuff on Spotify. So, you know.
Do you encourage people out there to continue, or do you think there needs to be more podcasts out there from what you know, or do you feel like it's oversaturated being just a keeper and breeder on the outside looking in? I'm curious.
I mean, to be honest with you, like yours is the one that I listen to the most because I actually listen to a lot of podcasts that aren't reptile related. Like I'm trying to learn about all kinds of things. And so I love hearing like what's going on in the reptile community. But I also learn about all kinds of other things. So personally, like I don't feel like there's a strong need for more reptile podcasts, but it certainly doesn't like offend me or anything if there are more of them out there, you know?
Yeah. I think for one thing, like I appreciate anyone out there who builds like their own community. And what I mean by that is like people who are wanting to come to your show every fucking week to hear what you have to show. Like are you keeping things relevant to what people want? If you're able to attract something like that, 100% the hobby needs something like that. But I do see I do see other podcasts out there who've been out for a while, and I can't help but to look at their growth. I can't help but see like, oh, what have you done the last 3 years? And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So I mean, I just can't help but to like, hey, I'll never have something like that on my show. I would just I rather just keep shit relevant, you know. I do want to say one of the last podcasts, and I haven't had a lot of podcasts. No disrespect to anyone in the podcast game, I just haven't had a lot of podcasters on my show. It's hard. It's hard to like, why should I bring you on the fucking show? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I want to shout out to Keys, you know, shout out to Keys again. I've been giving Keys Constrictors a lot of props, but that's somebody who's been holding shit down, I feel like, in the podcasting game other than myself and Chris Eaton, of course. Shout out to the homie Chris Eaton. But, you know, other than us two, you know, I want to say, you know, if you're going to do something, fucking do it. Just stick to it. Like, just stick to it. You know, I hate people who think it's so easy to do this podcasting thing. There's motherfuckers who think, well, here we go. We're going to be coming out Thursday, Friday, Saturday now, trying to fucking tickle on my airtime and think it's easy. It's not easy. And I can tell because all those people aren't consistent. You know what I mean? So, but that leads to breeding. That leads to anything you do in life, Marcus. If you're going to fucking do it, you better do it. Otherwise, don't waste the people who are doing it. Don't waste their time. Leave us the fuck alone. That's all I got to say. And that's why I go so hard on some shit, you know, like don't waste my time. I do this for real. I come hungover. I come fucking sick. I come in the ER room. I don't give a fuck. I'm a professional, and I could say that with confidence. I'm a professional podcaster. I show up. I will always show the fuck up. Can you say that yourself out there? Anyone out there trying to do anything, will you show up? That's what you got to ask yourself. Even with breeding, bro, anything you do, bro, even with breeding, you have to show up. You have to do your best. A lot of things that I lacked in my life, bro, was work ethic. And I'm talking about like things I didn't want to do. I just didn't do it. But guess what? If I do that with these animals, if I do that with the podcast, guess what goes down? No room for fuck ups, bro. And no room for excuses. Just got to get it done, bro. You got to show up.
Dude, I agree. That's how I look at the breeding side of things for sure.
Yeah. I got to say, bro, great episode. Hour and 23 minutes. And by the time we're done, hour and a half went by pretty quick. We do have some hot seat questions for you. So you're not going to just walk out of here. Like, it's like kind of like you coming in for a quick workout and not doing cardio. No, motherfucker. It's time to get the heart moving.
I thought I was done. Thought I was off the hook.
All right, here we go. Listen, we're going to end this one style, Halloween style here. We got Marcus. Woof! Hot seat questions coming at you. You ready for this, Marcus?
I hope so, MJ.
All right, buddy. Guess we'll find out right now. You ready? Hot seat question. Marcus Wolf. Frozen Thought or Live?
Frozen Thought.
A cut or no cut?
Cut.
On what day?
58.
Least favorite codom in the ball python game?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Least favorite codom? Sable.
Ooh, what a weird one. I want to agree with you on that. I'd much rather do Sable than Lesser.
Like, I never did it for me.
Red Chondro Neo or yellow Chondro Neo?
Oh, red.
Pre-first shed meal or post-first shed meal?
Post. To
spray a ball python or to never spray a ball python?
Never spray a ball python.
You fucking got you East Coaster Midwesters are weird, bro. Shh. Oh, before breeding, I fucking
Dude, my snakes would hate that.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking sprayer, bro. Jesus Christ. Baseball or football?
Baseball.
Favorite baseball team?
Cardinals.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
It's a little rough because I'm around Cubs fans all the time here, but
dude, okay, check it out. I went to Wrigley Field for the first time. Oh
yeah.
Man, I felt so special. Shout out to Matthew Summers. He's with his fucking new girlfriend having a good time. But dude, Wrigley Field, what a time. I want to go to an actually Wrigley Field game. I want to go to a Cubs game really, really bad. But one of my favorite movies as a kid was The Rookie. Literally, The Rookie was something I watched all the time. First time I ever watched The Rookie, I was in the hospital after a really bad accident in motocross. I was 9 years old, but that's when I found The Rookie, and I fucking fell in love with that. I fell in love with Wrigley Field. I did. So that was my first time there, and I was just there last Tinley. So that was awesome. All right, back to order here. Big flexor or no flexor?
No flex.
Steak or fish?
Definitely steak.
Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Oh, Van Halen.
Nice. West Coast rap or East Coast rap? If you had to pick. Or you could do Chicago drill. You could do the Chicago drill scene if you like too.
I don't know. I'd say East Coast.
All right. Who would be your favorite East Coast rapper or group of all time that you could think of?
Wiz Khalifa.
Respect. Pittsburgh. That's what's up. First, okay, little word association. First thing to come to mind. First time ball python breeder.
Learn.
Milk.
Cookie.
Cocoa.
Butter.
Stuck shed.
Spray.
You sick bastard. You sick son of a bitch. He got caught. I love it. FedEx shipping.
Did you say FedEx shipping?
Yes.
Scary.
Instagram trolls.
Fuck them.
Coolest reptile podcast in the world.
Trap talk.
And that's how we're going to end this shit. God damn it, Marcus. You are so player, my man. Listen, we had just shy of 60 people tapping in on this Halloween night. Mind you, a lot of families out trick-or-treating with their kids. We didn't have a typical night, but we still had just shy of 60 people tapping in. By the way, get the likes up if you haven't. But Marcus, what do you have to say to everyone, not only here watching tonight, but the people who are looking forward to tonight's show, ready to hear from you? What do you have to say to everyone?
Seriously, thank you so much, MJ, for having me on. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I honestly appreciate the support so much. It's so fun to be part of this community. Like, seriously, just love it every day. So looking forward to getting to know more of you guys. Hopefully meet more of you in person at shows in the future. And
definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
It's unfortunate for others, because I can't say this to everyone, but it's fortunate for you. But guess what, buddy? I'll see you at the top.
Yes, sir.
That's a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Wolf, let's go.
Thanks, MJ.
All right, bro. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Happy Halloween to all you trappers. I appreciate you guys so much. That was a great episode. New Breed on the Block series with my man, Marcus Wolf. If you happen to tap in later in the episode, never too late to hit that subscribe button. Help me get the subscribes up, guys. It helps me a lot. YouTube looks at my subscribers as something important. So please, if you like this show, if you like what I have going on, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for the homie Marcus Wolf, especially if you like candy. Get the likes up for the homie Marcus Wolf. Guys, also don't forget, if you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to tap in with over 130 plus trappers, join the Trap Talk Patreon family tonight. As soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, I give you a link to the Discord. The Discord is 24/7 popping with trappers. You can either sell snakes, buy snakes, talk about health, talk about life, talk about food, whatever you want. It's going down with the Trap Talk Patreon family. So come fuck with us. Come join. And yeah, I got to say, shout out to my Patreon members. I love you guys. Also, guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TrapGod619 on Instagram. And go follow the podcast's page as well, Trap Talk Podcast on Instagram. And also Facebook, the Facebook page, Trap Talk Podcast, guys. Please. Appreciate the love and support. And let's see. We have a big night. Not big night. Tonight was a big night. But we have a big week ahead of us as far as shows go. If I want to go and give you guys what's to come for tonight's, God damn it, this week's agenda. Okay, so Thursday night, I have a couple I'm finally bringing to the platform. I'm not gonna lie, these guys have been on my radar for a while. I just haven't had the time to meet him. And it was cool. I got to actually meet Jason. I didn't get to meet his wife, but I have Jason and his wife coming to the podcast this Thursday night. Okay. Kittner Reptiles in the building this Thursday night, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, episode 259. Let's go. Cannot wait to bring these two to the platform. And then, guys, all you gecko people out there, all my gecko fanatics, I'm not going to lie, man. Gecko breeders are coming more highly recommended as this is going on. So guess who I'm bringing this Sunday? The homie Brian from Who's Geckos, going down Sunday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And guess what's happening after Sunday's episode? The Trap Talk Patreon after party that goes down every Sunday on a Zoom call. And that's how I fucks with you guys, man. I love you guys so much. Enjoy your Halloween night. Be safe. Send me all your damn Snickers. I want your fucking baby roofs. I'm just kidding. I don't need that, man. Guys, have a good night. Thank you for your love and support. I love you guys so much. Seriously, be safe out there. If you're going out tonight or if you're with your kids, God damn it, there's some weirdos. Just be safe. Marcus Wolf, good job, my man. You killed it. Have a good night, everyone, and I'm out.